What if I told you the single most frustrating part about Magic the Gathering is also the reason why it's king of trading card games for the past 30 years?
Kenny! Shh! But it's dying!
Every TCG needs a resource system, but how you get those resources is everything. Today we're breaking down the mana sources of the most popular trading card games, from Hearthstone's simplicity to Lorcana's flexibility. And we're going to make the case that Magic's land system is a flawed masterpiece, adding a strategic type of depth. Let's get into it. Magic the Gathering, the original blueprint. Magic invented this genre, and with it the 5-color mana system. Spells cost mana, which you primarily get from land cards that you play from your hand each turn, if you're lucky. Mana regenerates each turn and builds up over time. This system is genius for 3 reasons. It divides the design space. Red, white, black, blue, and green all have their own unique identity. White has small creatures and healing. Blue has counterspells and card draw. Black has destruction and sacrifice. This automatically creates distinct playstyles. Second, it creates intricate deck building. Do you play one color for consistency, or 2 or 3 for power? Adding a second color isn't free. You'll need dual lands, which often come with a drawback, like entering the battlefield tapped or costing you life. This trade-off between power and consistency is the heart of Magic's deck building. 3. It enables nuanced card cost. For example, a card can cost 1 generic mana and 1 red mana. This means a deck heavily invested in red can cast it easily, while a deck just splashing in red might struggle. The system naturally balances itself for early and late game plays. But it has 2 infamous flaws. Mana drought, not drawing enough lands, and mana flood, drawing too many lands. This is real, and it can cost you the game. But coming up, we'll see that this variance feature isn't just a bug. The amount of times I have had so much mana on the field but no cards in hand to actually play, or when I've had the opposite, I have my best cards in hand but not enough mana on the field. Approach. The digital challenger, Hearthstone. Many games saw Magic's flaws and tried to fix them. Enter Hearthstone. Its system is beautifully simple. You get 1 mana crystal per turn automatically, up to a maximum of 10. Any unused mana is wasted. This elegancy eliminates mana drought and mana flood, but creates a different problem. Extreme tempo pressure. The game heavily incentivizes you to use all your mana every single turn. This leads to a very consistent but often linear gameplay experience, where the curve of your deck is paramount. To combat this hyper-consistency, the game has to build variance into their cards, with heavy RNG effects. Furthermore, the design space is divided by rigid classes. You're a mage or a warrior, you only have a certain set of cards to pull from, and then from the neutral pool. It's a clean system, but it is more restrictive on how you can mix and match strategies. Lorcana, the elegant compromise. Then we have Disney Lorcana, which attempts a brilliant compromise. Instead of dedicated land cards, most cards in Lorcana have an ink symbol. Once per turn, you can take a card from your hand and place it face down into your inkwell, where it now acts as a permanent reusable mana source. This is a huge improvement over Magic's potential for non-games. You almost never have mana drought. It also makes deck building flexible. You don't have to commit a third of your deck to lands. However, it adds a key strategic decision. What do I sacrifice? Choosing which cards to turn into ink is a constant calculation of needs versus future game plan. It's a clever system that rewards foresight. The attachment problem in Pokemon. The Pokemon TCG uses an energy card system. You can attach only 1 energy card from your hand to your Pokemon per turn. This creates a slow, deliberate build-up. But the huge downside is when a Pokemon is knocked out, all its energy is discarded. This creates a massive feel-bad moment and a huge tempo loss in-game. This means that it can be a struggle in competitive play for Pokemon that require more energy, unless it fits a specific energy acceleration archetype. The game's viability often hinges on breaking its own fundamental resource rule. Why Magic's flaw is a feature. So let's compare. Hearthstone gives resources for free, but creates a rigid game tempo. Lorcana eliminates mana flood and mana drought, but constantly asks you to sacrifice options. Pokemon punishes you for investing in your board. Magic's system, for all its variants, has one massive advantage that often goes unnoticed. The mental game. Playing a land in Magic is a low-stress, free action. You don't have to give up a spell to play it. You just do. This preserves your mental energy for more interactive parts of the game. The bluffs, the combat tricks, the counter spells. In Lorcana, every resource drop is a mini puzzle. Do I ink this 5 cost that I might need later? Or do I ink this cheaper character that could save me right now? The fatigue can add up, turning resource management into a chore. Often a frustrating calculation rather than a simple game advancing action. Magic's mana drought and flood, though frustrating, adds a variance to the game that makes games between different skill levels more interesting and comeback victories possible. The trade-off in its mana base creates a deck building depth that is simply unmatched. Conclusion: the Magic monopoly on mana. So why does Magic's system create a monopoly on a certain type of fun? Against Hearthstone, Magic's system allows for more dramatic variance in its deck strategy and a less linear, tempo-driven game. In Lorcana, it separates the act of gaining resources by sacrificing other cards, leading to a less mentally taxing and more interactive experience. Against Pokemon, it avoids a catastrophic tempo loss of having your resources wiped out with a single creature. Magic's mana system isn't just a way to pay for spells. It's the game's primary balancing mechanism, its core deck building constraint, and the engine for its most epic moments. The land system creates a natural arc to every game, a deep strategic puzzle that, despite its well-known flaws, has proven incredibly difficult to improve upon without losing something essential. It's why the game still begins, 30 years later, with the phrase, "Turn 1, I'll play a land." What is your favorite TCG resource system? Do you think Magic's land system is a timeless classic or an outdated relic? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into games we love. Go check out this other video that will appear right here. Or here. Or there, I'm not quite sure.